Hey guys, Dan here. It is time once again for a monthly Vinyl Finds video. This is for the month of April 2022. Busy month, busy month. Last month, not quite so much, but this one made up for it. As you can see, slight change of venue in the background. I just wanted something a little different to kind of break up the videos. I've always hesitated filming in front of this TV because of the glare and all that. And then I realized I got this cool screensaver on there, so it looks like an aquarium. So anyway, I figure I'll give it a try. Just something a little different. I have my stereo system behind me, my records, and I figured I'd give that a try. Anyway, like I said, the month of April for me was very busy vinyl and music wise. I did a video about a week or so ago about a friend had given me a box of records, and I went through the box of records and I did a little video about it, and I talked about some of them. It was 98 records, some great stuff. And so if you're interested in seeing, what kind of goodies I got with that, check that one out. But I separated that from this month, the regular Vinyl Finds video that I did, because those were given to me. My Vinyl Finds videos are usually ones that I go out and buy and hunt down myself. So anyway, without further ado, let's get right to it. I'm going to start off with a couple of used records that I got. This one I got really nice, really good, inexpensive. This is the Baja Marimba Band, Heads Up. These guys, anybody that's watched any of my videos knows I'm a fan of like the brass and instrumental type music. And these guys are kind of have a similar sound to Herb Alpert and the Tijuana Brass, I would say. And so this one's nice. This was a really nice, clean, used copy that I got at my local record store. The insert's pretty cool. It's got the original, A&M. Of course, there's some Herb Alpert on there. So anyway, that's a really nice one. I really enjoy it. It's got the old A&M record label on there. This is one that I have seen this one quite a bit, but I never have seen a good copy of it. This is probably one of my favorite record titles. Ario Speedwagon. You can tune a piano, but you can't tune a fish, right? This one, I've seen it a lot, but it's usually really beat up. But this one, the record, the jacket is in excellent shape, and the record itself was in excellent shape too. And the price was great. It was really good. Just the old school orange Epic record label. This has Roll with the Changes on it. Probably my favorite Ario Speedwagon song. It's also got Time for Me to Fly. That's how that one opens up. Really great album. This is one that I was really excited about here. Is the Outfield Play Deep. There's so much about this album that I absolutely love the song Your Love. And also another one of the big hits on it was Say It Isn't So. Let's see what else. All the Love in the World. Talk to Me maybe got a little bit of radio play, whatever. But I got to tell you, this, first of all, it was marked as new unopened. It was in the original cellophane. It was opened. I don't know if that was just from people fiddling with it or whatever, but it's in excellent shape, and it's got the little, the inside's got, lyrics, and there's a cool kind of old school picture on there, kind of an old school pinup type picture. Anyway, this album was always a favorite of mine. This album came out in 84, 85. So I was 8th or 9th grade. I think I was just about to start high school at that point. So this album was just a big part of of the sound of my youth, and just an outstanding album, really really good album. So if you're looking for something, I actually sent a message to my son the other day, and I said, hey, give this one a listen, because I know he had heard Your Love. Everybody's heard Your Love, but I don't think he had listened to much else of it. But I got to tell you, it's a great album from start to finish. Okay, so those were my used records. My used record finds this month. Last month I had mostly used records. This month, a lot of new records. And it's just because I think with kind of the release dates and the way things kind of worked out, I had quite a few that had been on my watch list that I had been waiting for. And so they all kind of seemed to come out about this time. First of all, this was kind of an impulse buy. This is one of the remasters. This is Led Zeppelin 4. This is one of the remasters that they just released. And as you can see, it's one of the little Walmart exclusives. What makes it exclusive is they give you this little, looks like a backstage pass thing, but it's the same pressing. Nothing different, but it's really nice. It's really nicely done. It's got the poster it's got the lyrics to Stairway to Heaven, the poster. It's a gatefold. So very nice presentation, and you can pick this thing up like very, very inexpensively. So I picked that one up. I mean, I have it on CD, obviously, but there's just certain albums I just kind of like the idea of having them on vinyl, and that's one of them. This is another one I was really excited to get a hold of, too. This just came out a week or two ago, and this is the Police Greatest Hits. Now, this is a reissue. I think this originally came out in mid to late 90s, but it's a reissue. I think it was maybe remastered. It says half-speed mastering. It's got it's like an Obi strip, but it's not Japanese, obviously. Half-speed mastered. It says this record was cut using a special technique known as half-speed mastering. Basically, whatever. Mastered at Abbey Road. This is a very nice presentation, and for the price, I think it's great. I don't know. I think I paid maybe $40 for it, but really nice presentation. It's got, the inserts are really well done with a lot of pictures. Very sturdy. Obviously, I'm not keeping the albums in there, but just a really nice presentation. And, more pictures. These are cool. I mean, this is part of the fun of albums, right? Is all the extra stuff. They have space for all the extra stuff. So, and then the back's got a lot of really cool pictures, too. Yeah, I think this is a good compilation. I mean, if you want just a nice, two record set, it's a great compilation. Roxanne, Can't Stand Losing You, So Lonely, Message in a Bottle, Walking on the Moon, Bed's Too Big Without You, Don't Stand So Close to Me. Yeah, I mean, that's just 1.5 sides. So anyway, very well done, I think, and it sounds really nice, really, really nice. I mean, it sounds like what records on vinyl should sound like. The mix is it just has a smooth sound to it, I guess. So I like it. Next one here, I was kind of looking forward to this one, and I still kind of have mixed emotions about it. This is the 20th anniversary of Come Away With Me by Norah Jones. I really hemmed and hawed. I have this, obviously I got the CD when it first came out. My wife and I love it. I really wanted the acoustic sounds. I really wanted their, the QRP, whatever, Chad Kasem. I wanted his version of it. But the price of it shot up so quickly. I think it's going for like $70 now. And I just could not bring myself to pay that much for this album. And then when I heard that the 20th anniversary was coming out, I said, okay, cool. Maybe I'll do that. And because this 20th anniversary version was quite a bit cheaper. So that's what I did. I got the 20th anniversary version of it. And what's interesting is when I was looking on Amazon, I looked at some of the reviews, and the few reviews that were out there, people were a little disappointed. And this is why I say I have mixed emotions about this one. It was a little disappointing because when it showed up, this is what it looked like. There was nothing indicating that this was the 20th anniversary of this album. The only thing, in fact, I had to go back and check that I had ordered the right version, but I had. The only thing that even indicates that it's the 20th anniversary is right here on the inside. There's a little note from Norah Jones that just talks about, when she released it, and kind of thanking them for taking the chance on her. But there's really nothing else that indicates that this is the 20th anniversary of this album. And that was what some of the complaints on Amazon were talking about. As far as the sound of it, some people were complaining about the sound. I think the sound is pretty good. The only thing that I felt is there might have been a little bit of that sibilance, a little bit of the S's, and I don't know. It seems like maybe it's toward the end of the album. It may be some in-groove distortion or something like that. As far as the overall sound of the album, though, at least my version, I think it sounds pretty good. I compared it to the CD, and the one thing that I do like about the album versus the CD, when I put the CD in and listen to it, to me, the vocals on the CD are really hot. They're really high in the mix, a lot brighter in the mix. And on this version of the album, the vocals feel like they've been pulled back a little bit, and kind of it smooths the overall sound of the album. So that part I really do like. Overall, I think for the price of the album, I think it's a good album. I don't have like the QRP version to compare it to. I'm sure it's superior, but I just couldn't bring myself to pay $70 for that one. So that was why I made the choice that I made. Overall, I'm pretty happy with it. I think it sounds good. Does it sound great? No, it's not a great album. Like I said, there's a little bit of the S's, and I kind of get that feel. But I do like how her voice was pulled back in the mix a little bit, because on the CD, her voice is really out there, really up front. So I like the mix a little bit better on this version. Moving right along. This one just came in the other day. This is Sunny Red, Out of the Blue. And this is part of the Tone Poet series, the Blue Note Tone Poet series. I got my little hype stickers all flipped around in there. This is excellent. And this is a nice gatefold. This is just... it's an excellent album. I really like... This is kind of my style. This is the Blue Note. This is my style. A lot of... I don't buy all of those series, the Tone Poets and the Impulse stuff that they're doing at QRP, because I don't. And I'll probably get into this in a later video. I'm not a collector in the sense that I just buy every record that comes out in a series. I'm only gonna buy it if I'm gonna listen to it, and so. Some of the stuff, especially some of the older jazz, like the hard bop and some of that kind of stuff, the real technical jazz, I can only do it in small doses. I like the smoother stuff. I like the little bit more traditional stuff, and so this one is really nice. I really like this album. Sounds great. Sounds fantastic. They did a great job with this one. Most of the ones that I've gotten in this Tone Poet series have been excellent. And I'll tell you what, the packaging, I'm guessing that this is probably a Sultan. This is a tip-on, probably a Sultan jacket, because it is super, super glossy on the outside of it. I have it in a protective case, but super, super glossy, nice thick cardboard. I mean, Sultan makes the best album covers, period. So anyway, that's a great album. Along with that, John Coltrane Ballads. This is another one of those. This is from the QRP. This one is from their Acoustic Sound Series, Verb Acoustic Sound Series. This was pressed at Quality Record Pressings. You know it's going to be good. You can see the reflection. I mean, this thing is so nicely done. Super glossy. Gatefold jacket. The album, I have the album back here. I just pulled these out, make it easier to show. But this is John Coltrane Quartet Ballads. And John Coltrane is one of those artists that I like some of his stuff. I don't like all of it. I can't just across the board say that I'm a huge John Coltrane fan. This album, I love it because I like the style. I like the ballad style, the slower, bluesier, smoother stuff. I have a Love Supreme. Love Supreme, I have to be in the right mood to listen to it. It's a little more technical. It's a little more busy, I guess. And after a while, to me, that can be a little fatiguing on the old ears. And so, anyway, I just like the smoother style because a lot of times I listen to these in the evening when I'm just kind of chilling out. So, but the Ballads, that's excellent. That's an excellent album. Last and not least on the brand new albums for this month, or for the month of April, and this is one that you've probably seen if you've been watching record stuff. It's What's Going On by Marvin Gaye. This is the 50th anniversary edition, and I've seen mostly good stuff about this. In fact, if you Michael over at the 45 RPM channel, he just did a video about this, and I pretty much agreed with him wholeheartedly on what he had to say about it. I don't have another version of this album to compare to it, but I think he compared it with, I want to say it was maybe the Mo-Fi version of it, and his synopsis was one of the first things that I noticed when I put it on and listened to it. Is I feel like this album sounds like what vinyl should sound like. And I think that's kind of what he was getting at in his videos. He talked about a little bit about how the vocals and I think the whole mix in general is just, it's smoother. It's not as harsh, at least in my opinion. It's not as harsh. It's not as bright. They did a fantastic job. I think this is a Kevin Gray. Hold on. I think this is a Kevin Gray. Yeah, direct to analog mastering by Kevin Gray at Coherent Audio. It's got the tip-on jacket, heavy stock, super glossy. I mean, this is a really, really nice package, and I would highly encourage you to pick this one up. I mean, it's considered one of the best albums of all time, right? It's not your typical. It's funny because when I tell people I got this Marvin Gaye album, everybody's like, "Ooh, man, sexy time." Well, this isn't that album. This is not Sexual Healing. This isn't the kind of stuff that you expect. Marvin Gaye made this album as kind of a concept album, and it's very socially, a big social statement, very socially aware. But it's not a punch you in the face, angry kind of social album. It's a very reflective album, I think. And so what's really nice is it's a 2-record set, and the second album has a lot of alternative versions of some of the stuff from the first album. And I'll tell you the one that the one that I really, really liked a lot is on side 3. There's a version of What's Going On, and it says mix 1 with no strings or horns. I really like that one. It's just the basic instruments, the bass, guitar, keyboards, whatever, but there's no horns and strings. So it's just a little bit more subdued, but I really, really like the way it sounds. And I think for that song, it's a good mix. I really like it. There's also there's an instrumental mix of it. And then what's really cool, what I also really, really like about this extra content is on side 4 is you have the original mono singles of What's Going On, God Is Love, Mercy, Mercy Me, Sad Tomorrow's Inner City Blues, Make Me Want to Holler, and Holy, Holy. So you get the mono, whichever you want to call it, versions of those on this album. So I think this is a great presentation. I think that the album sounds really good. The only thing I didn't like is, the records came in these really thick, glossy sleeves. It was a pain to get the records out of these. They were tight in there, and I was worried I was going to scuff them all up just trying to get them out. They look really nice. They're thick and glossy, and they have some nice, big picture here and all this kind of stuff. But boy, what a pain getting the records out of them. So, yeah, I got them out, and they won't go back in there. But overall, I think for the price of this album, I think it's especially compared to a lot of stuff that's coming out now that at the same price point that you're getting a lot less for your money. I think this is a really great bang for your buck album, and I think it sounds really good. I really have enjoyed it, and like I said, it's just hard to explain. But to me, it sounds like what a analog recording vinyl album should sound like. Just very smooth, not hot, not bright, and very well balanced. I think Kevin Gaye did a great job cutting this album. I mean, it's fantastic. I highly recommend it. So anyway, so there you go. So those are my new albums for August. I got a couple of bonuses for you, and then we're going to wrap this dude up. I picked up a couple of CDs. I ordered this one, Foo Fighters' Greatest Hits. I mean, it's just a great album. It's got all kind of good Foo Fighters stuff on it. And the reason that I'm definitely still buying CDs, and part of my mindset of buying CDs and albums and which I buy which on, to be honest with you, most of the stuff that I'm buying on vinyl now is older albums, either used stuff or older albums that were recorded in the era of vinyl, analog recorded music and things like that, because it's that analog to analog kind of thing. I don't have a lot of new music on vinyl. I may have a couple, but most of the music that I have on vinyl is older stuff, older rock, but really a lot of jazz and things like that. And so that's kind of been my pursuit for records, is buying older used records and music that was kind of from that era. I don't really see the point of, and I could be wrong, it's just my opinion, but I just don't see the point of buying a digitally recorded, digitally mastered, digital everything and putting it on vinyl. I don't, to me, it just seems a little weird. I know I probably have some records that were digital sourced, but if at all possible, I try to find records that are analog sourced, so you still have that analog to analog. I could be totally out of left field, whatever. It's just me. It's just kind of my thing. It's just kind of what I like. So anyway, that's why I'm still buying CDs. because some of the newer stuff and some of the things I like, I'm just getting them on CDs because I do like having the physical copy of music. And also, right now, CDs are the best deal going, really. I mean, records have shot up and CDs are super cheap. You can get used CDs cheap. And that brings to my last couple of pieces of music that I got. I was out of town this weekend. I stopped by a record store and I picked up these. This one is Drive-By Truckers, Southern Rock Opera, 2 CD, and it was $5. Drive-By Truckers, love the Drive-By Truckers, and this one is the one that they did that's kind of loosely based on Leonard Skinner. Great album, got some great songs on it. The other one I got, another double. No, this is just a single, sorry. The Dirty South, another Drive-By Truckers. These two albums were both when Jason Isbell was with them, and I love that era of the Drive-By Truckers. I think the three of those guys, were just an amazing, amazing singer, songwriter, guitar playing trio. Mike Cooley, Patterson Hood, and Jason Isbell. I think the three of those guys together were just fire. So I like their stuff. And last but not least, Dire Straits debut album. Sultans of Swing is it's on my Desert Island song list. It's a song that I have loved since the first day that I heard it. And for some reason, I just never owned the entire album. And so I fixed that. I got the CD, and this is one that I will end up getting the actual record for. It's just a matter of finding a nice copy. I've seen a few copies that were pretty beat up, but I'm just going to get a nice copy of it on vinyl because that is the kind of stuff that, to me, that's what vinyl's for. But I saw the CD. It was cheap. It was in great shape, and I said, why not? I'll jump on it. So anyway, yes, I'm still buying CDs because there's some good deals out there on CDs. And they do sound good. And it's fun. I have a few duplicates. I have a couple of albums that I have on vinyl and a couple that I have on CD. And I like doing the comparison. I like to A/B them. So anyway, all right, so there we go. Very busy month for me. If you've lasted this long, and if you have not already seen it, go look at the video that I did last week on the Box O records that I got. It was a great find. It was a friend of mine gave me this box of records, and when I opened it up, I was just so thrilled because I feel like I'm never that guy. I'm never that guy that gets those kind of deals. But I did. I got a really good deal. I got some really, really great records. Most of them, original first pressings or stuff like that. And they were all in really, really good shape. And I have a whole pile of them here on the floor that I'm still going through and cleaning, trying to get into Discogs and getting them on the shelf. And so that's been kind of fun, just going through all those. So anyway, check out that video. I'll probably put it in here somewhere as a little pop-up at the end so you can check it out. But there's some really, really cool stuff. And I was very excited and very appreciative that friend gave me those. So, all right. Big month for records, so a little bit longer video. And but I appreciate it if you made it this far. Thank you for watching. I would greatly appreciate it if you would subscribe to my channel. Still working on getting those my subscribership up. And any comments that you have, I'd love to hear them about any of the music. If you have any questions, I'd love to hear those too. And until next video, I hope everyone is doing well. And thanks so much for watching.